Welcome to La Jolla, California on a chilly spring evening here in San Diego. Tonight, the UC San Diego Tritons welcome national power UCLA to Triton Softball Field for a midweek non-conference game. It's youth night here inside the ballpark in San Diego. Free visors to the first 150 who show up. Steve Quis with you on this Tuesday early evening. UCLA comes in ranked third in the nation by ESPN USA Softball. Bruins are 32-4 and ranked only behind Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in this week's poll. Bruins have won 5 consecutive games, and their only non-conference loss of the season was to that team right there on the top of that list on the left side of your screen, the Oklahoma Sooners, on February the 26th. Time now for our players to watch, as always presented by UC San Diego Health, and for UCLA tweaking the lineup, giving some players the day off as they play a midweek non-conference game. The shortstop, Megan Grant, gives Player of the Year candidate not only the Pac-12 but nationally, Maya Brady, the night off. Grant is a tough out, though. Through 36 games, she's hitting .320 with 7 homers and 36 runs batted in. Those 36 runs batted in are the second most among freshmen in NCAA Division I college softball this year. She's just 2 RBI shy of catching Brady for the team lead. Meantime, for the 14-19 Tritons, Kayla Bossinger, she's hitting 4 straight. She has 7 multiple hit games. Time now for the UCLA Bruins starting lineup. You'll note there is no Maya Brady or reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week, Aaliyah Jordan, in this lineup that you're going to see. Neither in the Tuesday starting lineup for Elianoy Perez, the head coach for the UCLA Bruins in her 17th season. Grant, Pola, Woolery off the top. The Arizona transfer Palacio will bat cleanup, followed by Garcia, and then Carter, the lower third. Rachel Sid, who did not play in the Stanford series. Kennedy Powell will bat from the left side out of the number 8 spot, the left fielder, and the center fielder who can turn over a lineup with the best of them, Kelly Gooden, will play center field. In the circle and getting the start for the Tritons here on this Tuesday evening is sophomore Jada Cecil. Jada just punched out 11 on Saturday at Hawaii, but did suffer the loss when the Tritons were no hit on the island. And in that series, 2 starts, 13 innings, 19 strikeouts for the sophomore Jada Cecil. 57 degrees and breezy here at first pitch. Nothing but blue skies for UCLA's first ever visit to Triton Softball Field. There are your 2 head coaches, Elianoy Perez in her 17th season, and then Patty Gherkins, who's been on the job, hardly needs an introduction for UC San Diego. All right, about ready to go. Megan Grant, the shortstop, making her first ever career start at shortstop. In tonight at the top of the lineup for Maya Brady, ready to dig in against Jada Cecil. Third ever meeting between these 2 teams. The Bruins lead the all-time series 2-0, and they've met here in 3 consecutive years. And we are underway as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Bobby Martinez behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Randall Adair is the first base umpire, and at third will be Mario Romero. Bruins come in as the third-ranked team in NCAA Division I softball, 32-4. 3 of those 4 losses have come in Pac-12 play, where they are the Pac-12 leaders, coming off a sweep over Stanford to take over first place in the Pac-12. That was a battle of top 10 teams. And what did the Bruins do? They allowed the Cardinal to score 1 run in 21 innings of softball. Cecil falls behind 2-0, and that one is fouled back to the screen. Megan Grant led off one of those games against Stanford with a home run. Her second ever leadoff at bat is right here. 2 balls and 1 strike on the left-handed batting freshman. And that one is fouled away, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good way for Cecil to battle back after falling behind the Bruins leadoff hitter at 2 balls and no strikes. Grant hitting .320, 7 home runs, 36 runs batted in. And again, it bears repeating, second in the nation among freshmen in RBI. Part of a great freshman class for the UCLA Bruins. 2-2, swing and a miss. And Cecil's got another punch out. Takes care of Grant for the opening out of this third ever meeting between UC San Diego and UCLA. One out, base is empty. Savannah Pola, the second baseman, will dig into the box. Bruins with 5 left-handers in the batting lineup here to start things against Jada Cecil, who has now punched out 20 batters in her last 13 1/3 innings pitched. Jada Cecil, record of 6 wins, 6 losses, a 1.98 ERA. Has struck out 105 batters in 85 1/3 innings worked. Ahead 0-1 on Pola. Missed upstairs, and the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tritons come in at 14-19, 4-5 in the Big West. After not doing too well over on the islands against Hawaii, just dropped 2 out of 3 against Hawaii. And that is hit on the ground is short, circling it there. And making the throw to first is Haley Mulligan. And a good start for Jada Cecil here against the number 3 ranked team in the nation as Pola grounds out. Couple of quick outs, and here's Jordan Woolery, the first baseman. Again, Cecil on Saturday in the second game of that doubleheader, 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. The Tritons were no hit. Woolery from the right side, and that pitch misses outside. 1 ball to no strikes to start out Jordan Woolery, the UCLA Bruins first baseman out of the number 3 spot. Woolery, a freshman from Walnut Creek, California. That one misses off the plate. And again, for the second time in 3 batters, Jada Cecil falls behind a UCLA hitter. Fell behind 2-0 on Grant, wound up striking her out. Falls behind here, Woolery, 2 balls and no strikes, with Charlize Palacios waiting on deck, and that one is popped up on the infield. Shading the sun is the second baseman, but the shortstop, Haley Mulligan, calls off Marissa Hassis, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for UC San Diego in the top half of the first. How about Cecil getting them down in order? Tritons coming up.
There's always that someone who stands out from the rest. Those who do something most would never dare to attempt. Someone who thinks of something no one has ever thought of. Those who think the way no one thinks. There's always that someone who steps up when others give up. Those who ask questions that have never been asked. Someone who creates something out of nothing. Those who try not because they want to, but because they need to, and because the world needs them to.
We represent the powerful forces of change.
There's always that someone who will make a difference. Thinking, pushing, asking, solving. Just imagine what 75,000 of those someones can do.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. You're not the next Tom Brady. You're the next you. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who knows that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. Sincerely, Tom. You wrote this. Yeah.
Well, the Oregon transfer, Brooke Yanez, the senior, making her 16th start of the season, 9-1, a 1.72 ERA. What a spoil of riches for UCLA, the third-ranked team of the nation. She'll go to work here on the Tritons in the bottom half of the first inning, scoreless, as Caleb Bossinger, the center fielder, stands in and takes ball 1. Bossinger, Hassis, and Aguirre off the top for Patty Gherkin's UC San Diego Tritons. No hit in Game 2 at Hawaii, so It's been a little over 48 hours since they get their last hit. That one is popped foul out of play. Countable even at 1 ball and 1 strike. You got to go back to that first game against Hawaii on Saturday for the last time the Tritons got a hit. They got 1 base runner against Hawaii in that second game and really couldn't get the offense going to bail out Jada Cecil, who struck out 11. There's a swing and a miss on a rise ball, and that's a good one. Yanez will throw the rise ball, the drop, the curve, the changes speeds quite a bit, really changes the eye level of a lot of the batters, and that's why she has been quite incredible on the season. And that one is popped up. And it's going to get out of play back behind the Triton dugout. Giving chase there was Rachel Sid, the third baseman. Yanez, the transfer from Oregon, opponents hitting just 178 against her. Bossinger, a 303 hitter, and that pitch just missed. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 73 strikeouts and 69 in a third innings pitched for Yanez. 1-2 and a little looper, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. And so a leadoff single by Kayla Bossinger. Lauren Carter was given chase. That is a very tough Sunfield out there in right field. Right and right center is staring right into the sun with his 5 o'clock start here in La Jolla. So the Tritons get their first hit since game 1 against Hawaii on Saturday. And no doubt Bossinger and company chopping at the bit there. And here's Marissa Hassis. This will be a lefty on lefty battle here. Scoreless in the bottom half of the first inning. The first ever time that UCLA has come to Triton softball field. There's your starting lineup. Hassis, Aguirre, Reynoso, Real, DeMars, Richards, Melendez, and Mulligan. And they're bunting, and that one bunted up in the air, and able to grab it is the catcher, Alyssa Garcia, for the out. So an unsuccessful sacrifice attempt by Marissa Hassis. On the very first pitch she sees, she pops out to the alert Alyssa Garcia. And there's 1 out. Bobby Aguirre will be the batter. Well, if you want to beat a team as distinguished as UCLA, coming in ranked 3rd, 32-4, you got to do the little things. And the Tritons couldn't there. Aguirre, first pitch swinging, lines it softly out to second, and Pola grabs it for the second out of the inning. Quickly 2 down after Bossinger reached on the leadoff single. And so here's Clarissa Reynoso, the catcher. Batting in the cleanup spot, coming in hitting .271 without a homer and 5 runs batted in. Again, it's going to be a chilly one here tonight. The wind whipping out from left to right field. And the sun's going to be an issue for probably the first inning or 2. I even look down there and I see Lauren Carter out there in right field doing everything she can. She's got the glasses on. When the pitch is coming, she puts her glove up over the top of her visor. And there's a lazy little swing and a ground ball foul up the third base line. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes here on Reynoso. Tritons playing their 3rd different Pac-12 team on the season. It hasn't gone well so far. They're 0 for 4 against the Pac-12 here in 2023. You might recall that opening tournament here in San Diego. They were beaten not once but twice by Utah. And Utah's in the top 25, one of 6 Pac-12 teams ranked in the top 25. Both those games ended with the Tritons being shut out 7-0. They also were shut out 7-0 by Washington. And then against a very good Oregon team, the Tritons lost only 2-1. And here, Cecil authored a scoreless top of the first against the number 3 team in the nation. And Reynoso, the batter here, with no balls and 2 strikes, trying to break the rhythm of Brooke Yanez, still looking for her first strikeout of this start. Here's the 0-2. And a bouncing ball in the hole. It's short glove there by Megan Grant. The throw to first in time. And the inning is over. Grant looking good at short, her first career start. Normally a third baseman and a right fielder. Tritons leave one. After one, we're scoreless. Well, this is the 2019 NCAA champions. And there's a tie to UC San Diego currently. And you look in the dugout there, and it is the Triton pitching coach. That is Rachel Garcia in her first season. Matter of fact, she played 5 years with Aaliyah Jordan at UCLA. All right, Charlize Palacio leads things off, the designated player against Cecil here. We're scoreless in the second. Palacios from nearby Chula Vista. Went to East Lake High School. He was an Arizona Wildcat between 2020 and 2022, starting 129 of Arizona's 144 games before checking out, coming to Westwood. And that is lined right to a diving first baseman, Aguirre, who goes to her right to snag it. What a start for Jada Cecil, and the offense doesn't quite have her back yet, but the defense certainly does here on this. Liner to first. Watch this. Great play by Aguirre, just grabbing it right before it hit the dirt. And so Jada Cecil has retired 4 in a row to begin the proceedings here against third-ranked UCLA. Here's the catcher, Alyssa Garcia, .219 hitter without a homer and 5 runs batted in. You can see we have quite the crowd here. We have Carlsbad Youth Softball is here. Fallbrook is here as well. And we told you on youth night, pretty sharp visor going to the first 150 to come through the gates today. And I hope that everybody gave them to the kids. You can see some of those kids wearing them, especially the one right behind the home plate umpire. That just missed, but not by much, according to Bobby Martinez. And Cecil, for the third time here in 5 at-bats against third-ranked UCLA hitters, she's fallen behind 2-0, playing with a little fire here with 1 out, scoreless in the second. Garcia looks at one high, 3 balls in, no strikes. On the number 5 batter, Alyssa Garcia, 1 of 5 penciled into the UCLA starting lineup today. From the left side, there's some of those youth softball players, some already wearing the white visor. We thank them for attending. 3-0. Taken all the way is Garcia, and she takes strike 1. Dare I say it is standing room only here inside Triton softball field. First ever visit for UCLA. Down here to UC San Diego. 3-1 to Garcia, and that is slapped foul to play down the left field line. And Jada Cecil battles back again after going 3-0 on Garcia. The count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cecil has a punch out. She punched out Megan Grant to lead off the ball game. Again, UCLA without Maya Brady in there to start, and the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week, Aaliyah Jordan. Pitch, and that's fouled away. Staying alive there is Garcia with Lauren Carter waiting on deck. Not only was Aaliyah Jordan just named the Pac-12 Player of the Week, but Megan Faramo from here, Oceanside, California, Cathedral Catholic, was named the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Week. And UCLA sweep over a top 10 team in Stanford, and there is ball 4. So long at bat and winning it there was Garcia as she draws the first walk issued by Cecil, and Garcia is the first base runner for UCLA in this ball game. That snaps the streak of 4 in a row retired to begin things for Cecil, and here's Lauren Carter. This spot in the lineup, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters don't have a lot of stolen bases. This is kind of like a Yankee lineup, as that is popped to short, and right there to grab it is Mulligan for the second out of the inning. It's almost one of those where you let a couple get on and you sit back and you wait for the 3-run home run. And this season, The home run has been very friendly to UCLA. 36 home runs in 36 games. Here's Rachel Sid. You also keep Carter off the bases, who's a perfect 5 for 5 stealing. So Sid did not play in the Stanford series. The third baseman hitting 200 with a home run and 5 RBI from the right side. Pitch missed down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Rachel Sid, also a transfer. UCLA was able to pluck 2 away from Oregon in the offseason, 2 from Arizona, 1 from Iowa, and Sid was a 4-year starter at Oregon before transferring to UCLA. She was a all Pac-12 selection as a freshman. Little change of scenery, and so far, as mentioned, just the 200 average with a home run and 5 RBIs. It's tough to break into a new role, especially within the conference. That pitch is fouled away. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now Jada Cecil is a strike away from keeping third-ranked UCLA off the scoreboard for the 2nd consecutive inning. Base runner down at first in Alyssa Carter. 2 outs, 1 on, scoreless ball game here in the 2nd. And the 1-2. Went off the plate, and that's going to bounce away and allow Garcia to advance to 2nd there on that wild pitch. So the Bruins have their first in scoring position this evening. It's Garcia at 2nd, Sid here sitting in a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Chance to open up the scoring here for the third-ranked Bruins. Has been one of the issues for the Tritons this season, and why they are where they are in the standings has been the defense. Swing and a miss, goes upstairs, changes the eye angle, and Rachel Sid down on strikes. Well, UCLA gets a runner to scoring position for the first time in this game, but Jada Cecil is dealing. A couple of punch outs here against the Bruins, and she's held UCLA scoreless through an inning and a half. Well, today's 2 pitching coaches have something in common. They both won the Honda Broderick Cup. They're both winners, and that goes to the best collegiate female athlete, Rachel Garcia and Lisa Fernandez. And, of course, Garcia was only in college a few years ago, and she's in her first season for Patty Gerkins, taking control of the staff, and has to love what she's seen out of Jada Cecil so far, authoring 2 scoreless innings. Lisa Fernandez was a great one, and she has been on the job for 25 seasons at UCLA. Sophia Real, Alexa DeMars, Zoe Richards scheduled here against the Oregon transfer, Britt Yanez. who authored a scoreless first inning herself and worked around a leadoff single by the Tritons. Sophia Real, the everyday third baseman now for the Tritons. 219 without a homer and 5 runs batted in. Against a very tough left-hander here. Yanez was an NFCA third-team All-American in 2021. All Pac-12 first-team honoree in 2021. Her career actually started in the Big West at UC Davis, but that was before UC San Diego transitioned to Division I. There's a swing and a foul tip. And that will keep this at bat alive here for Real. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yanez was named the Big West Pitcher of the Year as a sophomore in 2019, and then went to Oregon between 2020 through 2022, and now is on her 3rd stop here at UCLA. 1-2 to Real, and she swings and hits it in the air to left field. Kennedy Powell underneath it, and she's got it for the opening out of the 2nd. That'll bring up Alexa DeMars, left fielder, the sophomore, batting .200 with a home run and 6 runs batted in. Yanez, a Southern California kid, went to Buena High School up in the Santa Barbara area, the Ventura area, if you will. That pitch is hit deep into the early evening, but foul, and really a good shot there by DeMars, who's got a home run on the season. So just a little bit out in front on that. She's from Folsom, California, a sophomore. Yanez pitched twice in the sweep over Stanford. Only logged 3 innings. Only had 44 pitches. Did not get a decision in either one of the Stanford games or at Oregon in the prior series. And that is over for a strike. That's a nice looking pitch there from Yanez. DeMars was fooled on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yanez does not have a strikeout yet in this game. Her season high 9 against Kentucky back on February the 24th. And that's a little comebacker to the circle. And Yanez gloves and throws to first. And so she's retired 5 in a row after Bossinger reached on the blue base hit into right field. Two-way base is empty. Here's Zoe Richards, the designated player. This bottom part of the lineup has really struggled for Patty Gherkin's team offensively of late. We talked about all the errors that was plaguing the Tritons at the beginning of the season. As that one has popped up, foul ground, giving chase will be Sid, and it'll be out of play. Now it's kind of been the offense that has not helped the Tritons over the last few games. Matter of fact, you look from the 5 to 9 positions in the batting order. The top order, the top average in that order would be Sophia Real at 219. Richards fouls it at the plate. She's quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes. So it's hard to generate offense when your 5, 6, 7, and 8 hitters are hitting in order 219, 200, 211 without an average and 176. Hard to turn over a lineup. 0-2. That missed. Down and away. Scoreless here in the 2nd. Number 3 UCLA looking for a 33rd win against a Triton team sitting in the middle of the pack of the Big West after 9 games at 4-5. 1-2, rise ball, and that missed. Evening the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the repertoire of one Yanez: rise, a drop, a curve, a change. Loves to change speeds, and if you can do it effectively, you will have a solid career. And a swing and a miss over the top of that one. First punch out of the game for Yanez as she gets Richards swinging here. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Oregon transfer in the second. On to the third, scoreless from San Diego. Welcome back to La Jolla, California. Steve Quis with you. We got youth night. Fired up little fan right there. Got him from both angles. New pitcher in the circle for UC San Diego. They're going to go to Shelby Thompson. She'll make her 14th appearance of the season. So the evening over for Jada Cecil in this Tuesday midweek start. Kennedy Powell, the first here to greet Shelby Thompson from the left side. Part of the reason why Patty Gerkens made the decision. Corners crashing, and the first one misses for ball one. For Cecil, she works 2 innings of scoreless softball. Did not allow a hit, walked 1 and struck out 2, and gives way to Thompson, who will face 3 consecutive left-handers in this inning. After Powell, you have the left-handed batting Kelly Gooden, the center fielder, and then back to the top of the lineup in Megan Grant. Should we go further than that, Savannah Hola is a left-hander as well, so the next 4 UCLA batters are left-handed. So Patty Gerkens goes to her southpaw. Showing bunt, and that's over for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike on Kennedy Powell. Now here's the difference between the two teams, right? I mean, there are several differences, but the glaring one, the offensive output from the bottom of the order. We established how much the Tritons had struggled of late with all those sub-220 hitters. Not so for third-ranked UCLA. They can swing it out of any part of the order. And case in point here, Kennedy Powell out of the number 8 spot, hitting .343, and right behind her, turning over the lineup out of the 9 spot, is Kelly Gooden. Gooden's a .378 hitter. And that pitch is over for a strike. It caught the corner, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So good effort by Jada Cecil, holding third-ranked UCLA scoreless for the first 2 innings. There you look on deck to Gooden. And the pitch, and that missed inner half, ball 4. First walk issued by Thompson out of the bullpen to the first batter she faces. First time UCLA has had the lead runner on in this game. So Kennedy Powell reaches at first. She has stolen 1 base this season. Kelly Gooden, the center fielder, is coming up. Now the corners come in with a Geary and Real. Looking for a sacrifice bunt potentially here from Gooden, the center fielder. She shows bunt. There goes the runner. The throw down, skips in, and diving in safely for her second stolen base of the season is Kennedy Powell. So for the second consecutive inning, the Bruins have a runner in scoring position. This time it's the leadoff runner in scoring position with nobody out. Last inning, they had a runner in scoring position at second, but there were 2 outs. And Jada Cecil struck out Rachel Sid on a high fastball to end the inning. So the second threat of the ball game for UCLA, and it is a threat here as the corners crash. And that one is taken low for a ball. There was nobody at second covering, so second baseman goes back to cover now. Tritons in quite the precarious position now against UCLA. You would expect on the bunt defense, the shortstop Mulligan has third should they try and steal, and that one is bunted foul. And so it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike. Powell at second with nobody out in a scoreless ball game here in the top of the 3rd. And the pitch, and the bunt is down, but will roll foul. It's picked up by the catcher Reynoso, and it'll go as strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shelby Thompson's 2-2 with a 2.71 ERA. Talked about this being her 14th appearance, so she's had 7 starts and 7 relief appearances. Logged 31 innings. Not much of a power pitcher. More pitches to contact. Only 7 strikeouts in 31 innings. Pitch to Gooden, and that missed. And no, it's called strike 3. And down on strikes goes Gooden. Boy, Bobby Martinez took a while to signal the strikeout there, but a big one here by Gooden. And just talking about Thompson's lack of strikeouts, and good frame job there by Reynoso as it just gets a piece of the plate. So Thompson has just her 8th strikeout of the season in 31 1/3, and now Rachel Garcia goes to the mound to spend a visit right here to talk to Shelby Thompson. Shelby Thompson's a junior from Tucson, Arizona, went to Ironwood Ridge High School. Of course, back in the 90s, 2 of the best programs that would sort of trade national championships each and every year was UCLA and Arizona. Nowadays, it's Oklahoma and UCLA. They've combined to win 5 of the past 6 Women's College World Series titles. Here's Megan Grant. Megan Grant takes ball 1. One ball and no strikes on Megan Grant. Megan Grant making her first career start at shortstop, giving a breather to Maya Brady, who's a National Player of the Year candidate. Leah Jordan's not playing either in this game, at least for the moment. Megan Grant struck out her first time up, and that one missed inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. At second is Kennedy Powell. Led off with a walk, stole second. Bruins so far in this game are 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. You don't see that happen very often to UCLA. Here's the pitch to Grant. And that's over for a strike. That fills things up as it hits the corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Big opportunity here for Shelby Thompson. 3rd consecutive left-hander she's faced out of the bullpen. And the pitch. And that's fouled back to the screen. Man, that had a couple of kids ducking out of the way there. Those 2 that are already on the ground. It's safe to get up now, young ladies. That's why that screen's there, but do not put your hands in that screen. Hopefully that young one got it for TikTok. Three and 2 on Megan Grant. Thompson's got to make a pitch here. And that is swung on and hammered to right, but foul. It had extra bases written all over it. Full count again, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Grant. Leadoff home run versus Stanford in her 2nd leadoff at bat ever. 2nd in the nation among freshmen at RBI. So this is quite the battle here. She's driven in 36. And the pitch, and that is fouled away. We'll do it one more time. Quite the crowd, standing room only here for UCLA's first ever visit to the campus of UC San Diego. Powell out at second, 1 out, a scoreless ball game in the 3rd, and that pitch fouled away again to the screen. If anything, Grant is making Thompson work hard here. The at-bat continues in the 3rd inning. See there's all the parents out there. Again, we had free visors on youth night. A lot of UCLA fans making their way down from the north. The pitch. And that is bounced to second out of the diving reach of Hassis, rounding third. And scoring will be Powell. And Grant with a great at-bat there puts UCLA on top 1-0 as she drives in her 37th of the season. See it here on 3-2, just stayed back a little bit and just out of the diving reach of Hassis to her left. And away on contact was Kennedy Powell. And UCLA's got the first run of the ball game, 1-0. And here's Savannah Pola. Ground out to short her first time up. Ball 1 to Pola. Fourth consecutive left-hander that Thompson has faced. And the plan to face all those left-handers doesn't work the way Patty Gerkins thought it might. And that pitch missed inside. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. And Thompson, much like Cecil now, getting into a very dangerous area at 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 with the corners charging, and it's sliced foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. Last time UCLA was in a situation like this and had a runner at first with the corners charging, Powell stole her second base of the season earlier this inning, got into scoring position. And Grant came through for the first time with a runner in scoring position tonight for the UCLA offense. 2-1. And that is bounced to first, and Aguirre has it, but it's a foul ball. Home plate umpire Bobby Martinez all over that one, looking up the line to make sure that one bounced foul before Aguirre got it. So it goes as a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Savannah Pola, the number 2 hitter here for UCLA. Came in hitting .357 without a home run and 14 runs batted in. Grant, by the way, at first does not have a stolen base this season. 2-2. And that is laced to left field. Could be trouble. Going back on it there is DeMars. She's got it on the run near the line. And retreating to first is Grant, and there are 2 away. So perhaps an opportunity here for Shelby Thompson to limit the damage to just a run. When it left the bat, it looks like it was going to be trouble. But a nice play out there in left field by Alexa DeMars. And here's the number 3 batter, Jordan Woolery, the first baseman, who's knocked in 30 on the season. Runner at first for the Bruins with 2 outs. They lead at 1-0 here in the 3rd. Both teams have 1 hit, and that's a strike call to Woolery. Woolery, the freshman from Walnut Creek, California. Started to talk about Oklahoma and UCLA having combined to win 5 of the last 6 Women's College World Series titles. So we showed you that poll as we started. 6 Pac-12 teams in the top 25 starting the week, including that Utah team that the Tritons saw earlier this season and got swept. And there as well, Washington and Oregon, who beat the Tritons earlier this season. Here's the 1-1. That's off the plate. 2-1. Bruins have had 3 base runners so far in this game. 1 has scored. Got the first run on an RBI single by Megan Grant with 1 out earlier this inning. Her 37th run batted in of the season. It's fouled away. Last time I checked, she's now 1 away from Brady for the team lead. Brady has 38 coming in. Maya Brady is not playing, at least to start this game. Talked to the Bruins coaching staff before the game, and they said, we got a lot of players from San Diego and young players. We want to give some players a break on Tuesday. It's non-conference midweek. You see it happen in baseball, and there is a strike called, and Woolery is down on strikes. Thompson comes in punches out 2. However, Grant delivers the RBI single to open the scoring. Bruins lead it 1-0 here on Youth Day.
Here, in this stunning Sunshine City, where borders bump up against themselves and cultures collide in a euphoric dance of audacity, here is where you will find the courage to look past the precipice and see what is out there. To chase your curiosity forward and bring everyone else along for the ride. And all you had to do was see the possibilities. Think a little further and step into the known. UC San Diego.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. You're not the next Tom Brady. You're the next you. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who knows that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. Sincerely, Tom. You wrote this. Yeah.
What is the Big West? The Big West is where the Aloha spirit meets California cool. It's a place of unlimited opportunity on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. We're built different in the Big West. We find a way to win with hustle, heart, and hard work. What is the Big West? It's the place where dreams come true. The Big West. Only the bold.
Well, it's Youth Day here, and we thank all that came. Carlsbad softball, also Fallbrook youth softball is here as well. A lot of others. Steve Quist back with you here, right in the softball field. Patty's all smiles. It was scoreless as we went into the third, but the Tritons are in chasing mode here against third-ranked UCLA and the Bruins' first ever visit here to La Jolla. Strike one taken by Maria Melendez. The right fielder leads off the third, still looking for her first ever hit of the season. She's 0 for 7 to begin the 2023 campaign. Maria Melendez is a junior. And she lines this one out to left field. It's falling, coming on, diving, and unable to close the glove was Powell. Great effort out there by Kennedy Powell. How's that for your first hit of the season? So Mariah Melendez, the junior from Lakewood, California, in Mayfair High School, has got the second knock of the game for the UC San Diego Tritons. A great effort there. It looked like it hit the heel of the glove for Powell trying to dive. Still out there in right field, man. Lauren Carter still got to fight the sun. I didn't think it was going to go that long. So a runner on at first. Here's Haley Mulligan, and she bunts through a rise ball for strike one. So the tying run on for the Tritons. We're in the bottom half of the third inning with UCLA leading 1-0. There's the bunt in the air, and that one is going to elude Garcia. Earlier in the game, you might recall Marissa Hassis tried in the same situation, popped it right up into the air, and Alyssa Garcia was able to turn before even getting out of the catcher's box there and making the grab. But she could not run that one down, so second life here for the left-handed batting Haley Mulligan, the shortstop. Her first at-bat of this contest comes here in the last half of the third inning. Joan Bunt again, gets it down in front of the plate, fielded by the third baseman Sid, bare hands and throws to first in time. And so a successful sacrifice. Mulligan gets the job done. And for the first time here in the early evening, UC San Diego has a runner in scoring position, and they'll have that runner in scoring position for the top of the lineup. Just how you want to draw it up, huh? We talked about the troubles the lower part of the lineup has had through this season. Everybody batting below 220. Bossinger is a 303 hitter coming in, and she takes a cut and misses. She owns the first hit of the game for UC San Diego. She was the leadoff batter against Yanez as time is called. And she blooped one into right field. Lauren Carter, not sure if she lost it in the sun, but raced over toward her right to try and get it. It fell in cleanly, found a safe landing spot out there in the outfield for a hit. Bobby Martinez, the home plate umpire, comes out to talk with Alyssa Garcia about something, and then Garcia's allowed to go back into the circle to talk to Yanez. Bossinger behind on the count, no balls and 1 strike. Senior center fielder. Again, no Dina Peterson today for UC San Diego, getting the Tuesday off. And there's a rise ball that misses high. Triton's last one on Friday at Hawaii. Took the first game of the 3-game series 4-1 and then got swept in a doubleheader. Shut out in both ends of the doubleheader on Saturday, and then had the long flight home on Sunday. And a day to get ready for third-ranked UCLA. Pitch, and that's hit in the air. Popped up right field, and Carter says she's got it, and she catches it, and retreating to second will be Melendez. Big second out right there as Bossinger flies out to right field. That time in the shade, easy play there for Lauren Carter. 2 outs. Here's Marissa Hassis as the Tritons are 0 for 1 tonight with runners in scoring position. And it's up to Hassis, who was trying to bunt Bossinger to second back in the first inning and popped out to the catcher, Alyssa Garcia. Tying run at second. Off the plate, ball 1. 2 2/3 scoreless for Brooke Yanez, the Oregon transfer. Career started at UC Davis from Buena High School in Ventura. Pitch, and that's hit in the air to right field. Carter going back on it. She's not going to have a play, and it's off the wall. Rounding third and scoring to tie it up is Melendez, and into second with a run-scoring double is Marissa Hassis. How about that? The Tritons get it right back. 7th run batted into the season for Hassis. And the Tritons and Bruins, the 3rd-ranked team in the nation, are even at 1 here as we play in the bottom of the 3rd inning. What an at-bat out of the 2-hole for Marissa Hassis. They had her played about halfway, and nothing Carter could do but turn and watch that one hop the wall. And here's Bobby Aguirre. Aguirre with an opportunity to give UC San Diego their first lead of the night here with a base knock. And that is back right into the circle, lined and snagged by Yanez. She doesn't get that. That gets through, and the Tritons take the lead. Instead, she limits the damage here to just 1 run on the 2-out RBI double by Hassis as we go to the 4th, all tied at 1. You take a look at Kelly Anoy Perez, the UCLA Bruins head coach, already 17 seasons as a head coach, 35th season as a Bruin. 755 career wins, 12 40-win seasons, and 750-win seasons. 2-time National Coach of the Year. Charlize Palacio to start it here in the 4th inning in a 1-1 ball game as Marissa Hassis, the sophomore from Chino Hills, Ayala High School, evens things up with a 2-out RBI double to right field in the home half of the 3rd inning, and that's where we stand. 3rd-ranked UCLA 1, UC San Diego 1, and the first ever visit by the Bruins to Triton softball field. Palacios lined to first, her first time up. Wasn't a sharp liner, but Bobby Aguirre dove to her right to make the great play and save a base hit. Bruins only have 1 hit in the game. Tritons have 3. Bouncing ball down to 3rd near the line glove, and it is Real. And a long throw and a tough play, and beating it out for the 2nd hit of the game for the Bruins is Palacios. So the infield base hit. Bruins have their 2nd hit. This is a tough play for Real near the line, and then has to make the throw from foul ground. And Palacios, the designated player here for this game, the Arizona transfer, legs it out. And they're going to have a pinch runner now as Palacios will leave momentarily, and Lauren Hatch, sophomore from Sugar Land, Texas, will be the pinch runner, and then Palacios will re-enter here shortly as the designated player. Garcia drew a walk and was left at second after a wild pitch in the second inning. Bruins have had base runners now in 3 of the 4 innings so far. In the last 2 innings, they've put pressure on Triton pitching by getting the lead batter on both times. Last inning, it was Kennedy Powell getting on a walk, stealing second, and then scoring on a RBI base hit with 1 out by Megan Grant. Now they have Palacios on at first with the infield base hit. Garcia, the catcher, not showing bunt. The runner goes. The pitch is taken. The throw down, not in time. And getting up at second, skipping down to third. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. So a stolen base compounded with a throwing error. And Palacios is down at third now with nobody out. Ay, ay, ay. And again, that issue of defense, Patty Gherkins will say it, whether it's the middle of the year, the beginning of the year, that they just haven't, they've got to shore that up in order to win games. And so the runner down at third here for Garcia. First error of the game for either side. You hang that one on the catcher, Reynoso. Stolen base, E2, runner down at third. Traffic in troubling spots here for Shelby Thompson. 2-1. And that is hit to right, and it is foul for a strike. 2-2. Garcia's a .219 hitter coming in. Shadows have almost completely engulfed right field out there, but it's still tough for the right fielders. The tough Sunfield now becomes center field. Two balls and 2 strikes there. You see the Shadows almost completely engulfing the infield, except for a little spot out at short. Garcia, and a little bouncing ball down to third. They're going to come home. Can they get the pinch runner to run down and Hatch? The throw is not in time. My goodness, Hatch down there broke for the plate. Real made a nice play. She was going to throw to first and then saw that Hatch broke home. Watch this. Threw her bat at it and then comes right home, almost as if she was thrown over toward first. And then the relay to the shortstop, Mulligan covering, and diving back in was Hatch. So Garcia reaches base. There's a meeting at the mound. Riley Pinedo, the freshman from Camarillo, California, will run now. So you'll have Hatch at third. Pinedo on at first. 2 pinch runners. And trouble brewing here for the Tritons in the bottom of the 4th. 2 reach base. Bruins have runners at first and third and have not hit the ball out of the infield. They've got an infield base hit to third and a fielder's choice. Lauren Carter, the batter. Lauren Carter popped out to shorter first time up. The runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw down is cut by the second baseman. Throw to third, and Hatch is back in safely. Nice play there. Hassis cut that throw off, but a stolen base. Great idea. Garcia swipes her first. Check it. Pineda swipes that one. Beg your pardon. So Pineda's at second. Pinedo at second now. Hatch is on at third base. Strike 1 pitch, and that is lined to left, and that's down for a base hit. One will score. Hatch scores. That makes it 2-0 on the RBI single for Lauren Carter. She drives in her 9th of the season, and it's 2-1 UCLA. Stopping at third was Pinedo. So more trouble brewing here. And there was Carter staying back on it, lining it out to left field. It bounced up onto Mars. They did a good job getting the ball back in to the infield to hold him to a one-run single. And here is Jordan. Aaliyah Jordan, the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week. What a battle this is going to be here. Going to pinch hit for Sid. Try and break this thing open here in the 4th inning of a 2-1 ball game. The runner goes, the throw down. And let's see what happens here. And a calamity of errors for the Tritons as the ball is thrown and hits Carter. And that's going to allow Pinedo to score another run. And that makes it 3-1. There's going to be a throwing error in there as well against UC San Diego. You see Geary, and then the ball just dropped in the middle infield. Pinedo scores, and the Bruins take advantage of some shaky defense again by the Tritons here in this inning. 2 errors in the inning leading to a couple of runs, and Jordan's at the plate. At second base is Carter. 1 ball and no strikes to Jordan. And Aaliyah Jordan takes ball 2. Aaliyah Jordan tore her ACL last February. Returned this year during the Oregon series. So that was just 2 Pac-12 series ago. Homered twice in the 3-game sweep of Stanford in her 7th year, and a very, very tough batter. But again, you have first base open in this situation, so doubtful she's going to see a strike. 2-time All-American. You see what the damage she did against the Cardinal up in Westwood. It was her first home run in over a year because of that injury. And she looks at 4 straight balls. Well, obviously that was going to happen. It'll put runners at first and second. Still nobody out as the first 4 Bruins of the 4th inning reach base. UCLA has taken a 3-1 advantage, and Jordan will be pinch run for, and Rachel Sid will come back in. So Jordan hit for Sid. Sid will re-enter the ball game here for Jordan. Kennedy Powell will be the batter. Still nobody out. A lot of traffic here in this inning as the Bruins have scored 2 runs in the visiting half of the 4th. Here's Powell. Runners at first and second. The corners are in. She's showing bunt, pulls it back and takes strike 1. Powell walked, stole a base, and scored the first run for UCLA to give the Bruins a 1-0 lead an inning ago. Tritons then tied it up in the 3rd on a 2-out RBI double by Marissa Hasses. This inning has been awful. Great bunt fielded by Aguirre. Will throw back to 3rd to try and backpick the runner at 3rd. Didn't go to 1st. And now a 5th consecutive Bruin has reached base. Another fielder's choice. Now here you watch on the bunt, Aguirre comes down, and instead of throwing to get the out at first, didn't think she could have it and tried to backpick there. Lauren Carter. Carter makes the wide turn, knows what's happening, and dives right back in ahead of the tag by Haley Mulligan. And so Patty Gherkins to the mound here, and again, 5 consecutive Bruins have reached base. You have an infield single, fielder's choice, the RBI single to left, a walk on 4 pitches to Jordan, and then Powell reaching on a fielder's choice. So the bases are loaded for UCLA here in the 4th. It's unraveled on the Tritons. And the number 9 batter, Kelly Gooden, who is solid out of that number 9 spot. We already established that earlier. Gooden hitting .378 as the number 9 hole hitter and turning over a very good UCLA lineup. And you're seeing in this inning why UCLA is 32-4 and ranked 3rd in the country. Just doing the little things. They've only hit 1 ball out of the infield. They have 2 runs scored in the inning and still have the bases loaded here with nobody out. Gooden stands in. The corners are in. That's Carter at 3rd for UCLA. Now the infield's completely in. They got to come home. And that first one is low to Gooden. 1 ball to no strikes. Gooden struck out swinging against Thompson last inning. Jada Cecil went 2 scoreless. Thompson came in relief in the 3rd to face 4 consecutive left-handed hitters and wound up giving up a run and allowing 2 base runners. Traffic on behind her here. And that one is slapped foul down the left field line for a strike. 1-1 on the left-handed batting, Kelly Gooden. Top of the lineup, and Megan Grant on deck. Loaded with nobody out, 2 runs home in the inning. And that slap foul again, strike 2 to Gooden. Carter, Sid Powell all on the pitch, and that is lifted down the left field line, giving chase. Was both the 3rd baseman Real and DeMars, the left fielder. Falls harmlessly. It remains a ball and 2 strikes here on the number 9 batter, Kelly Gooden. Bruins and Tritons were tied at 1 after 3 innings of play. And the pitch. Slap foul again. That's going to get out of play over the Triton dugout. And the youngster has the ball. Now the thing is, you got to give it back here. She just realized that. She's trying to stuff it into her pocket until she was reminded of the rules. Gooden spoiling another 2-strike pitch. Slaps that one again, and that one's foul. So the Tritons have an idea of what she's trying to do here. She's got to make an effective pitch. I wonder if trying to come inside now on Gooden here, lefty on lefty, might help a little bit. Thompson looks to the dugout. Rachel Garcia signals in a pitch. 1-2 again. And slapped foul one more time. Another 2-strike spoiled offering here. Really good at bat by Kelly Gooden. Gooden's a redshirt senior from Seal Beach, California. Went to Mater Dei High School. One, 2. Off speed, swing and a miss. She chased it out of the zone, down on strikes for the 2nd time. And a big first out here by Thompson. Thompson's got her 3rd punch out of a UCLA hitter through an inning and a 3rd. Bases remain loaded with 1 out. We go back to the top of the lineup, and here's Megan Grant. Grant is the 7th Bruin to come to the plate. That's over for a strike. That was a 9-pitch at bat, that last at bat. Good job by Thompson to get her out. Great job by Gooden to make her throw 9 pitches. What a battle. Grant looks at one off the plate. Megan Grant struck out swinging in the 1st, then opened the scoring for UCLA in the top half of the 3rd inning with a 1-out single that scored Kennedy Powell from 2nd. That RBI, the 37th of the season for Grant. That is hit in the air to left field, going back on it. DeMar still going back, turns and lost it off of her glove right on the track. 1 run is going to score, 2 runs going to score. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is in time. And they wind up punching out Rachel Sid at the plate for the 2nd out of the inning. So only 1 wound up scoring in Carter. That goes off the glove of DeMars out there. Further damage could have been done. Carter scores. Sid punched out at home for the 2nd out. Grant winds up at 2nd. And at 3rd base will be Kennedy Powell. They're going to play that an error. That'll be the third error of the inning for the Tritons. That one is in the air down the left field line. And it's foul. Started to talk about how much trouble the Tritons have endured defensively this season. 3 more errors puts them at 54 on the season. And that is a ton of errors. Again, they played 33 games, so you're almost averaging 2 errors a game. Not many teams can survive that. As a matter of fact, the opponents in those 33 games have only had 35 miscues. Savannah Pola, their batter here, the 8th Bruin to face Shelby Thompson here in the 4th inning. A 3-run 4th for UCLA. They lead 4-1. 3 errors for the Tritons in the inning. Pitch, and that's hit to right field and deep. Chasing is Melendez, and it bangs off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. That is a 2-run triple for Pola. RBIs 15 and 16, and UCLA breaks it open here with a 5-run 4th inning. You see this, just drove it to right field. Nothing Melendez could do out there, just chased it. It almost went out for a 3-run home run. And it then caromed away and turns out to be a 2-run triple. RBIs 15 and 16 for Pola. Here's Jordan Woolery, the 9th Bruin to bat here in the 5-run 4th inning. And that fastball is lined to the gap right center field, and they're not going to get it. It splits Bossinger and Melendez, and it's going to be another double. How about that? It's going to score Pola. A 6th run is in, and the Bruins lead at 7-1 on the RBI double by Woolery. That's her 31st run batted into the season. And the inning continues here for UCLA. And the one who started it, Charlize Palacios, will get an opportunity again. Two outs here in the inning. Took a while for the mighty Bruins to wake up, but they've got a 7-1 lead here. Again, the run rule is up 8 after 5 innings of play. Some discussion here with the home plate umpire Bobby Martinez between the UCLA coaching staff. We've got baseball coming up on Thursday. Davis making the appearance for a 3-game series. It'll be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday will be off because of the Easter holiday. So that game will start at 6 p.m. over at Triton Ballpark. On the other end of campus here, it was 1-1 as we move to this top half of the 4th inning. The Bruins have 6 runs home. This is the 10th UCLA batter of this 4th inning. And compound matters, the Tritons have committed 3 errors. So a messy, messy scorecard.
Your attention, please. Pitch running second base, number 3, Janelle Moño.
Janelle Moño will run out at second for Woolery. And we've got a timeout. The home plate umpire going to talk to the Tritons dugout right here to make sure everything's kosher. Everybody's got the changes and all. Palacio to get her second at bat of the inning. All of this started with Palacio hitting one down the third base line to start this inning. Sophie Real went toward the line, made the play, but the throw was not in time, and just legging it out was Palacio. That was probably 25 minutes ago. And that is line foul. Meonio out at second, pinch running. Four hits in the inning for UCLA. The funny thing is they came in through 3 innings with only 1 hit until Palacios had the infield hit. And that is lined right to third and gloved by Real. The inning is finally over, but UCLA sends 10 to the plate in the 4th inning. They score 6 runs and benefit from 3 UC San Diego errors, and that was one of them there on the throwing error. That allowed a run to score, and then the bats really started to wake up. The air out there and left, and a double and a triple. 7-1. Well, that was a crazy top half of the 4th inning. UC San Diego with 3 errors in that inning, helping to lead to 6 UCLA runs. We were tied at 1 after 3 innings of play. Now we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning, and the Tritons are chasing 6. In fact, that last inning, UCLA came up with only 1 hit, and still in the 4th then just broke it open, the floodgates, if you will. Rookie Yanez will continue in the circle here into the 4th inning. We'll deal with Reynoso, Real, and DeMars with a 7-1 lead. He's closing in on a 10th win this season. Can leave with a record of 10-1 and would get her first decision in quite a while. It's got some changes that we're sorting through here for UCLA with this 6-run advantage. It looks as if the Arizona transfer, Janelle Meonio, will remain in the game. She pinch ran and will play in center field. We got folks on the phone here trying to figure it out, the 2 wonderful SIDs. It's like if you're at the stock market and everybody's trying to trade orders. You got everybody on the phone working hard. So we'll get it all sorted out for you. I think for the home plate umpire, he's back over looking at his score sheet. Whole lot of craziness. I know these youngsters are enjoying it here on Youth Day. Advisors given out to the first 150 youth. I hope I said visors and not advisors. Kids are too young to have advisors.
Number 6, the catcher, Clarissa Reynoso.
Here's Clarissa Reynoso to start things here. Reynoso, Real, DeMars in the 4th. Yanez had a good game. And first pitch swinging and popping it up is Reynoso on the infield. Underneath it, third baseman Rachel Sid, who's re-entered. And she's got it for the opening out. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. Gonna give way to Sophia Real. Tritons are going to be on the road at the end of this week at Long Beach State. Game Friday, doubleheader on Saturday. Sunday off for the holiday. Real looks for the first one for a ball. Alyssa Garcia returns as the catcher re-entering the game.
Staying in the game, playing center field. Number 3, Janelle Meonio. And at first base, number 31, Ramsey Suarez.
So there's been additional changes as well. Ramsey Suarez is at first, as that one's popped up to second, and it's grabbed by the second baseman. And it's quickly 2 outs. Alexa DeMars is scheduled. 3 2/3 of 1-run softball by Brooke Yanez.
Number 3, left field, Alexa DeMars.
As we mentioned, Rachel Suarez in at first base. Meonio is in at center for Kelly Gooden. And then the re-entry of Alyssa Garcia. I think we have it all here. So Suarez will likely bat in the number 3 spot and stay in for Woolery. It's crazy, these midweek games, whether you're doing softball or baseball, and especially when things begin to open up like they did last inning. UCLA in that last inning, 6 runs on 5 hits. There were 3 errors. They left a runner. They benefited from only 1 walk in that inning. Rise ball misses there. 3 balls and no strikes on DeMars. That's the last thing you want to do, is get the first 2 outs of an inning after your team scored you 6 to spot you a 7-1 lead and then issue a 2-out walk. DeMars will take ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. DeMars is on for the first time. First walk of the game issued by Brooke Yanez. 2-out base runner for the Tritons, and Zoe Richards, the designated player, will stroll plateward.
Number 8, our DP, Zoe Richards.
Zoe Richards struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. It's the only strikeout that Yanez has recorded in this game. That had a little wrinkle in it. Gets over for a strike at the letters to Richards. And we talked about this bottom of the lineup struggling for UC San Diego. The .219 average by Sophie Real at the number 5 spot is the highest of the final 5 hitters in the batting order for Patty Gherkins here against 3rd-ranked UCLA. Richards came in hitting .211. 0-2. And stays alive by fouling that one back to the backstop. .50 pitches thrown. And I'd say that's economical by Yanez. That was just her 50th that she threw. Gotten 11 outs on 50 pitches. No one's bounced foul. Away with the contact was DeMars at first. You see some of the fans bundled up here. We started at 57 degrees with a pretty brisk breeze. Moved down to 55 here in La Jolla as the sun begins to set in the west. And that rise ball, swing and a miss, had a lot of movement on it. Richards chases. She has struck out twice in this game. Yanez's only 2 punch outs of the early evening. The Seals enjoying the Cove. UCLA enjoying their stay in San Diego. They lead it 7-1.
More than a saying. It's an attitude embodied by UC San Diego Athletics. To be the edge is to continuously excel.
And the Tritons have beaten Riverside 83-82.
To compete boldly and fearlessly. To push beyond limits and keep on pushing. To always be seeking the cutting edge. The competitive edge.
Yeah!
Together. Be the edge. Because average doesn't exist here.
Oh, he got a hold of it.
Oh my goodness.
It's deep. It's gone.
Be the edge.
Every time you order a hot sub from Jersey Mike's, it's grilled fresh right in front of you. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula. That's why I bring this. I call it dinner and a show. Look at that sizzle.
Number 17 for Danny.
Oh, that's mine. Gotta go, Aaron. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. a sub above.
Gabby Williams will be the new pitcher for UC San Diego. She takes over here in the top half of the 5th inning. And Williams will make her 18th appearance of the season. 12th out of the bullpen, 4-7 with a 2.81 earned run average. Last 5 appearances, 17 strikeouts over 20 2/3 innings. Here's the catcher, Alyssa Garcia, the first here to greet Gabby Williams. Jada Cecil got the start, worked 2 scoreless innings, and gave way to Shelby Thompson, who gave up a run in the 3rd and then 6 more in the 5th. Fun part will be figuring out all the earned runs. Garcia's 3rd plate appearance, she's been on twice, and a swing and a miss. Thompson went 2 innings, 5 hits, 7 runs, only 1 run earned. How about that? UCLA has 6 unearned runs in this game. A little discussion here with Garcia. Get words of encouragement from her head coach. Lauren Carter out on deck, and then Rachel Sid, who was pinch hit for by Aaliyah Jordan, the reigning Pac-12 Player of the Week, who then turned around and re-entered it, Sid. Should have been the 3rd here in the 5th inning. Pitch to Garcia, and that one too high, got off the glove of Reynoso. It had 1 to waste, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the 1-2. That is hit in the air to center field. Going to hang up there long enough for Bossinger, and she's got it right in the little sun field that remains here before the sun completely ducks beyond the left field grandstands. That's a good start for a Triton pitcher here to get the lead off Bruin to get out. All the damage done by the Bruins in the 3rd and 4th came because of the leadoff batters getting on and putting some pressure on the Tritons pitching staff, and more importantly on the defense. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Alexis Ramirez will bat for Lauren Carter. So Carter's going to end 1 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI. Her 9th of the season. And here's Ramirez. Ramirez, a .250 hitter in 12 games, 4 for 16 on the season without a home run and 2 runs batted in. That missed down and away, evening the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Alexis Ramirez is a freshman from Whittier, California, went to Lucerna High School. Took a little while for UCLA to get going here, but finally broke this thing open in the 4th with a 6-run frame, benefiting from 3 errors. And Ramirez looks at a strike on the outer half. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rachel Sid has come out on deck. Bruins have got some work ahead of them this week too. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 straight games against Oregon State at home. Threw her bat at it to left, and that's going to be off the wall for a double. How about this pinch hit? No, they'll hold her to a long single. Ramirez, single off the wall and left. Well, she's got her 5th hit of the season. She got out in front of it, threw the bat at it, and sailed right over the head of the left fielder to Mars. Off the wall. Took a big turn, and the throw came in, and they hold Ramirez to that long single. Now the Bruins have a 6th hit. And we're going to have a pinch runner. Lauren Carter will re-enter.
Re-entering the game and running at first base, number 94, Lauren Carter.
Lauren Carter back in.
Now batting third baseman, number 27, Rachel Sid.
There's Rachel Sid. Rachel Sid with her 3rd plate appearance of the early evening. Strikeout, a walk. Get thrown out at the plate trying to score a run in the 4th inning. Sid noted for her defense, best defensive player for UCLA. And that one hit to the gap right center field. That's going to be trouble. It gets down and to the wall. Rounding second will be Carter on her way to third. Rounding third, she'll score RBI double by Rachel Sid. 8-1 UCLA here in the 5th. Another run scoring double for the Bruins. It'll be their 2nd of the game. Woolery had the other one, and they are just wearing out that wall in right center field. So Sid drives in her 6th of the season, and Kennedy Powell will be the batter. Runner in scoring position still with only 1 out. Powell's been on base twice, scored 2 runs. And that missed down and in. 1 ball to no strikes. 8-1 UCLA here in the 5th. Again, if they get 3 more and make it 11-1, the Tritons will have 1 last chance in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Powell chases one out of the zone. Check it up by 8 after 5, so they'd have to get 1 more in. I was thinking 10. I told you earlier it was 8 after 5, and then I changed the rules myself. Sorry about that. Two balls and a strike. That's an important base runner at second. Pitch. Bunting and diving for it, not able to grab it was the shortstop, or the catcher rather, Reynoso. Wow, what an effort right there. And her pitcher even said so, and Gabby Williams. It's a great effort there. Almost had a web gem. Watch this. She gets there. That's a lot of ground to cover in a short amount of time, but Reynoso couldn't close the glove on it. Pitch to Powell. Swing and a miss. She chased it. They'll complete the strikeout there. The runner goes from second to third. The throw not in time. So Sid's down at third. There are 2 outs in the inning. Powell strikes out. Williams gets her first punch out of the evening. Suarez was the scheduled hitter. And we'll in fact get a chance to see Ramsey Suarez, the freshman from Great Oak High School in Temecula. It's a heads-up base running play there by Rachel Sid. So 90 feet away from making this an 8-run ball game, putting some pressure on the Tritons offense in the 5th not to get run ruled against UCLA. You were talking about UCLA earlier in the broadcast. They've only lost 1 non-conference game. That was on February the 26th. At the Mary Nutter Collegiate Classic to number 1 UCLA, number 1 Oklahoma rather. They lost 14-0 in 5 innings. Very uncharacteristic of the Bruins. Missed off the plate to Suarez, her first plate appearance of the game. Suarez in the number 9 spot, and the number 3 spot will be the Arizona transfer, Meonio. Lots of changes as we get deeper into the evening. And that's a strike. Good frame job there by Reynoso. Bruins getting a run home in this inning on Rachel Sid's RBI double, her 6th run bat at the end of the season. Didn't play in that Stanford series. Makes the most of an opportunity here on Tuesday. That's off the plate. Again, that's a big runner down at third with 2 outs for UCLA. Titans could buy themselves at least one more inning if they can get the final out here and retire Suarez in the 5th. 2-2. Off the plate, good idea. Bobby Martinez says 6 inches off the plate for a ball. Jada Cecil, 2 scoreless. Shelby Thompson, 2 innings, 7 runs, but only 1 earned because of the 3 errors. And now Gabby Williams, 2/3. She's allowed an earned run. Fouled away. We'll do it one more time here on 3 balls and 2 strikes. 8-1, 3rd-ranked UCLA here in the 5th. That April 3rd poll that we showed you at the beginning. Oregon on top at 33-1, 25 first place votes. Oklahoma State 32-2, and then these Bruins. After that, a couple of teams in the South, Clemson and Tennessee, 4th and 5th respectively. 6 Pac-12 teams in the top 25, including that Utah team that the Tritons saw and were swept by 7-0 in the opening Triton Invitational. 3-2 to Suarez. And that missed. Ball 4. So Williams walks Suarez. 3rd Bruin to reach base here in the 5th. They're at the corners and back to the top of the lineup, and Megan Grant. There's your Pac-12 teams in the top 25. UCLA, Stanford, Washington, Oregon, Arizona, Utah. Receiving votes, Cal and Arizona State. It has gotten so competitive over the years. In the mid-90s, again, we talked about it. It was Arizona and UCLA and Mike Candrea's team at Arizona. You could get a timeshare every year in Oklahoma City in May and June because you knew what was going to happen for both these teams. They were going to be there. Not so much anymore, especially with the SEC and all the money and the facilities. They certainly have caught up to what was then the Pac-10 conference in the 90s. And again, in a couple of years, the Bruins taking off with USC for the Big Ten. The pitch off the plate. And then we'll see what happens. Will a team like San Diego State become a Pac-12 team? Will SMU get a nod? Murky future for the conference. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Megan Grant, 1 for 3. Started the scoring with an RBI single back in the 3rd to make it 1-0 UCLA. Tritons tied it at 1. Bruins getting 6 in the 4th, 1 more in the 5th. That's jerked foul toward the UCLA dugout. 2-2 here on Grant. Maya Brady has not played yet in this game. Talking to the UCLA coaches before the game, they wanted to give her the breather. We did get a chance to see Aaliyah Jordan. She walked on 4 pitches. And misses upstairs. Full 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Grant. Runners at the corners here in the 5th. Runner at first goes, swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Megan Grant. Also, the Tritons will have an opportunity in the 5th and another one, at least one more in the 6th. So we look at the strikeout again. Head to the home half of the 5th, 8-1 UCLA. 5th inning here for Brooke Yanez. Closing in on a 10-1 record with a victory. Mariah Melendez, Haley Mulligan, Kayla Bossinger are scheduled. We likely will get a pinch hitter here. Melendez picked up her first hit of the season. Last time up, it was only at bat of the game. This is her second at bat of the game. She leads off the 5th. She led off the 3rd with a single and scored on the Marissa Hassis 1-out double. At the time, drew us even at 1. Melendez swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch. There's that changing of the speeds by Yanez. 4 innings, 3 hits, a run. It's earned, a walk, 2 strikeouts. That's off the plate for ball. She's got the first 12 outs of the ball game on 51 pitches. Pretty economical, 34 strikes. Ahead on Melendez here, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that pitch is hit deep but foul. That's going to get right in front of the batting cages down there, down the left field line. Some youngsters will go chase that one. Melendez got a nice swing on it. It's got a little bit of a smile going there. Yanez deals home a little curveball that missed. See, that thing had some good movement, good discipline there by Melendez. 8-1, third-ranked UCLA here in the home half of the 5th. The Tritons at least will get the 6th as they trail by 7. Bruins almost had a chance to run rule UC San Diego here through 5 innings of play, but left that potential 9th run down at 3rd last inning. So a little extra work here for UCLA. Swing and a miss. Melendez, and that's the 3rd punch out of the game for Yanez. Here's the out pitch. Center up, outer half, and got Melendez to chase.
Number 7, Riley Erickson.
Riley Erickson's going to be the pinch hitter here for Haley Mulligan. And there's a swing and a miss. Riley Erickson, the sophomore from here in San Diego, Scripps Ranch High School. Riley's 11th at bat of the season. She's 2 for 10. See her a lot pinch running, so she's scored 5 times this season. A 200 batting average for the San Diego native. Slightly open stance against Yanez. 1-1. That miss low, 2 balls and a strike. Tritons off to Long Beach State this weekend. More doubleheader action on Saturday. They'll play Friday at Long Beach State, and then the doubleheader on Saturday. The 1-1. That's right over the heart of the plate for a strike, 1-2. Popped up, and that'll get out of play above us. Yanez had come in with 73 strikeouts and 69 in a third innings, really pitching more to contact here against UC San Diego. She struck out Richards out of the number 7 spot twice, and Melendez out of the number 8 spot once, and that's been it. The first 6 hitters for UC San Diego here on this Tuesday have made contact. Given up 3 hits, 1 run on 3 hits. What was a 1-1 ball game after 3 is now 8-1, third-ranked UCLA here in the 5th. Trying to close the deal here on Erickson, and can't get the call, and it's 2-2. Third ever meeting between these two teams, third consecutive year that the Bruins and Tritons have hooked up. UCLA won the first 2 meetings of this series. Swing and a miss at an elevated rise ball, and down on strikes goes Erickson. So that's 4 punch outs now by Yanez in 4 2/3. Then we go back to the top of the lineup. Here's Kayla Bossinger, singled in the first and was left stranded, and then flew out to left in the third. There's that rise ball, just chasing it, and certainly Erickson in a pinch hit role knew it. So too did Bossinger, who was on deck. So here's the senior center fielder with 2 outs and the bases empty in the 5th. Bounces this one out towards short. Charging in Grant, the throw in time, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for Yanez and the Bruins. Let's mosey on now to the top half of the 6th inning. UCLA 8, UC San Diego 1. Back here in La Jolla on Youth Day. Handed out 150 visors. That youngster on the far left has one of the visors on backwards. They're having a great time. We know Carlsbad softball's here, Fallbrook softball's here. They're all bundled up. We're in the mid-50s, even though we're right by the coast. The wind has died down. Absolutely nothing blowing right now. So here we go to the UCLA half of the 6th. They have an 8-1 advantage, and here's Savannah Pola. And the first one home with the corners in, misses for a ball. Haley Mulligan re-enters the game. She was pinch hit for by Erickson, then re-enters to play defensively at shortstop behind Gabby Williams. Williams is the 3rd Triton pitcher used here on Tuesday. And that one catches the corner.
Change for UC San Diego. In right field, number 9, Michaela Pansino. And catching, number 5, Lily Hermosillo.
Hermosillo in now to catch for UC San Diego. Got one other change in right field we'll tell you about here in just a moment. Pansino is in, and that is pulled out to second. Gloving it on a couple of hops is Hassis, and they retire Pola to open up the 6th. Pola is 1 for 4. She had a 2-run triple back in the 4th with a run scored, so they retire her for the opening out of the 6th. And here's the Arizona transfer. First at bat of the game for Maonio. Maonio has scored a run. She came in and pinch ran a few innings ago in that crazy 6-run 4th inning. Janelle Maonio, 265 hitter without a home run, 13 RBIs. One of 2 Arizona transfers. Pitch with the infield in. She runs up to it and takes a ball. One out, base is empty in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss. Two balls and 1 strike. Maonio from Hacienda Heights, California. redshirt junior. Went to Hacienda Heights Wilson, H.H. Wilson High School. Two balls and two strikes with one out. Requesting a new ball is Gabby Williams, and she'll get it from the home plate umpire, Bobby Martinez. And the pitch. And that is going to be a foul ball. Threw her bat at it, just slapped it down the third base line. It just went foul at the last second. Gloved by the third baseman, Sophie Real. Michaela Pansino is in right field for UC San Diego. It's one of the more messier scorecards I think I've ever been associated with. Crazy. The pitch, and that is lined into left field for a base hit, out of the reach of Real. And I've done many a PCL game that got out of hand on a travel day, or back in the day, six-pack baseball that would often end 27-21 on Sundays. So the Arizona transfer, she's got the base hit. One on, one out. Palacios, fellow transfer from Arizona. Let's see, 1-1 score between Long Beach State, UCLA in baseball. And Long Beach State team has really improved since the Tritons swept them here a couple of weekends ago. If they get that win, that would be a big one. Runner at first with one out for Palacios. Meonio down at first. Bluffs down there at first, and a ball. 2 balls and no strikes here on Palacios. Palacios started that crazy 6-run 4th inning with a little harmless ground ball to third by the line and just legged it out at first, beat the throw by Real. That started everything. It was the second time in the game that UCLA had gotten the leadoff batter on. Other than that, she's lined out a couple of times, once to first, once to third. Here's the 3-0. And that catches the corner for a strike, 3-1. Bruins have 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Tritons 1 run, 3 hits, 3 errors, all in 1 inning. And that's ball 4. Palacios is going to get on here for a second time. Meonio moves to second, so they are at first and second with 1 out. Gabby Williams issues her second walk of the game. And we're going to have a pinch runner down at first base. And we'll see Maya Brady. And the first appearance of this game for Brady, who is a Player of the Year candidate not only in the Pac-12 but as well nationally. Having a strong season with 11 home runs and 38 runs batted in, so she gets a chance here to run the bases for UCLA. Brady's a redshirt junior, went to Oaks Christian High School in Thousand Oaks. She's a Lion. Garcia, first pitch swinging, pops it up. Left center field, over for it's the center fielder who's got it. Bossinger for the out. Second out of the inning. Garcia is 0 for 3 tonight. And take a look at Maya Brady. Only 3 players in Pac-12 history have earned the Triple Crown. Jenny Dalton of Arizona is pretty special in the mid-90s. Amy Klingler, Washington. Stacey Newman. And could Maya Brady add her name to that list? After that walk, Triton pitchers today have issued 5 free bases to the number 3 ranked team in the nation. Hard to win that way. Lauren Carter, 3rd plate appearance. Pitch. And missed down low. Carter, before re-entering, was pinch hit for by Ramirez in the 5th inning. Ramirez got a base hit. Been a very productive number 6 spot for the UCLA Bruins. Carter's got a single, a run scored, an RBI, and 2 plate appearances. It's going to be on again here. Yikes, bases loaded again for UCLA. Maonio down to 3rd. Palacios on at 2nd with 2 outs. Carter down at 1st. (8-1) Bruins here in the 6th. One more run crosses the plate, and then Tritons will only have one more opportunity in the bottom half of the 6th inning to keep this game going. UCLA 7 consecutive College World Series appearances. And if I was a betting man, I'd say it'll be 8 straight here pretty soon. There's a bouncing ball that gets through the 5.5 hole out of the dive of Mulligan. It's going to score 2, and it's a 2-run single. Taking a first pitch hack is Sid, and she's having herself a game. On base 3 times. She's driven in 3 in the game. And it becomes a 10-1 ball game. Maonio scores from 3rd. Palacios scores from 2nd. Carter's down at 2nd. Sid with the 3 runs batted in adds to that season total. Sid came in having driven in just 5. She has 8 now on the season. Runners at 1st and 2nd, still 2 outs. And here's Kennedy Powell. Kennedy Powell's been on base twice and scored 2 runs. So the Tritons will get one more opportunity in the 6th, trailing by 9. Pitch, swing and a miss. Kennedy Powell walked, stole a base, scored in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice in that 6-run 4th, and then struck out swinging against Gabby Williams last inning. Carter at 2nd, Sid on at 1st, and a bunt to try and get on. Well, maybe emergency hack rolled up the first base line. Aguirre fielded in foul ground. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the 6th. Reigns, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Two more runs show him here in the 6th. Feels like forever we were tied at 1 after 3 innings of play. Bruins have scored in 4 consecutive innings. And they've put up crooked numbers in the 4th and in the 6th. And they've scored more runs than they have hits. And again, of their 10 runs, because of 3 Triton errors in 1 inning, only 4 of the runs have been earned tonight for UCLA. And a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Powell, and the Bruins are done in the 6th. However, UCLA tacks on 2 more. Last chance in the bottom of the 6th for the Tritons not to get run ruled here on Tuesday. UCLA leads it 10-1.
Here, in this stunning Sunshine City, where borders bump up against themselves and cultures collide in a euphoric dance of audacity, here is where you will find the courage to look past the precipice and see what is out there. To chase your curiosity forward and bring everyone else along for the ride. And all you had to do was see the possibilities. Think a little further and step into the known. UC San Diego.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. You're not the next Tom Brady. You're the next you. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who knows that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. Sincerely, Tom. You wrote this.
Yeah.
Malama is to cherish and protect the reefs, the fish, the birds, the winds, and the land. Giving back, that's something that lasts generations.
Learn how you can Malama Hawaii at gohawaii.com/malama.
New pitcher for UCLA, Taylor Tinsley gets the 6th. Rookie Yanez, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned a walk, 4 strikeouts, stands to get the win to improve to 10-1. And Tinsley on for the 13th time this season, her 3rd out of the bullpen. Record of 5-1, a 1.65 ERA. Almost a strikeout per inning pitched. And against Stanford, got a victory just a couple of days ago. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts. Last chance for the Tritons here in the 6th. Hassis, Aguirre, Reynoso scheduled against Tinsley. And that's a little foul pop down the third base line. Goes as a strike. A 6-run 4th inning for UCLA, coupled by 3 Triton errors. And that has done the trick. UCLA 3 outs away from run ruling the Tritons and winning 33, or running their record rather, they're 33-4. Would be the 3rd consecutive victory in this series for UCLA. They go to 3-0 lifetime against UC San Diego, having beaten the newest Division I team in 3 consecutive years. Hassis had an RBI double to tie things up in the 3rd inning. The RBI was her 7th of the season. Just a sophomore from Ayala High School in Chino Hills. Pitch. Fouled away. Cross campus, UC San Diego trailing USD 2-1. That's in the top of the 4th. That's 2 really good teams. The Toreros won the WCC tournament last year. Swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Hassis. Tinsley comes in, punches out the first batter she faces. Bruins 2 outs away from the victory. And a little rise ball there. Rising above the strike zone, and chasing was Hassis. One point this season, UC San Diego baseball had won 12 consecutive games. First pitch swinging and popping it up Aguirre. It's going to get out of play. He's being chased down by Carter. Might have got a piece of one of the spectators down there. Next up for the Bruins, Oregon State. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe, or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, rather. With the holiday coming up. One of those weeks nobody's playing on Sunday. Geary is 0 for 2, a couple of lineouts. And she's going to pop this one up on the infield. The first baseman calling for it. Suarez makes the catch. And there are 2 outs. Third-ranked Bruins will go into that series at 33-4, still having lost only one non-conference opponent. Here's what's coming up for UC San Diego at Long Beach State, starting on Friday with a doubleheader Saturday, and hosting Fullerton over the 14th and 15th at San Diego State for a quick one, and then at UC Davis for 3 games. Swing and a miss. Reynoso. Check it. Pinch hitter. Lily Hermosillo. Hermosillo came up in the straight up change last inning defensively, I beg your pardon, and that is foul back to the screen. And now the Tritons are down to their final strike. Hermosillo with her 18th at bat of the season, 3 for 17. That's a 176 clip without a home run, 3 RBI. Swinging and a miss, she chased it, and that'll be the ball game. UCLA wins it, run ruling the UC San Diego Tritons. Final score is 10-1. The Bruins get their 33rd victory of the season against 4 defeats. Look every bit as good as that number 3 ranking in the current polls, behind only Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. A 6-run 4th inning for UCLA after it was tied at 1, broke the game open. They sent 10 to the plate in that inning. And UC San Diego with 3 errors compounding things. As a matter of fact, 6 unearned runs scored in this game by UCLA. Yanez gets the victory to get to 10-1 on the season. Our pleasure serving you here on this Tuesday in non-conference action. For our great crew, I'm Steve Quist, bidding you farewell from Triton Softball Field. Number 3 UCLA beats UC San Diego 10-1. Good night, everybody.